Goals can often feel pretty unattainable and overwhelming if you don't take the time to properly set up measurable goals.
And we want to help you set yourself up for success to reach your goals. So if you want to know how, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Kayla.
And I'm Mark Alan.
And this is Hemphilly Ever After. Here we give you travel tips and tricks to help you create your own ever after. Today we are continuing on in kind of like our little New Year mini series, and we are talking about goals and dream setting.
And we're going to start at square one and show you how we set our goals to not only be realistic, but also measurable. That way you can track them to make sure that you are on track to achieve more than you ever thought possible.
We are also going to give you some tips to help you keep yourself accountable all throughout the year. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first. You need to come up with your dream board. If you want to know a little bit more on how to do that, check out our video where we talk about dreaming big and saying why not you. We'll have that linked up above and in the description box below.
And don't be afraid to dream big when you do make this list. Now, of course, you don't have to achieve these goals today or tomorrow or even next year, but you want to have some big things on there to really be able to push yourself in the future. Now, once you do have that list, go ahead and focus on your top 3 to 5 goals. Those are the ones that we're going to primarily focus on just today.
When we pick our goals, we typically like to have them in increments of 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. You can do any sort of increment, but this kind of helps you to see the growth that you can potentially have with your goals. But really the biggest part of this is saying, when do I want to achieve this goal by? Be specific. It's okay to have dreams and goals like I want to retire early or I want to travel someplace exotic, but you need to be a little bit more specific. When do you want to retire? How much do you want to have saved up in order to retire? What countries do you want to go to? You want to really kind of have those specifics nailed down. That way you have somewhere where you can actually start measuring these goals. You also want to make sure that you have a timeline or deadline for these goals. So that way you know kind of how fast or where you need to be to stay on track.
Now, in that case, a much better goal would be to retire early by age 40 with $500,000 in savings, or I want to travel to this country and however many countries by age 35. You want to be specific. Now that you have your specific goal, let's go ahead and take that and break it down and talk about numbers for each year, each week, each month, and even each day. That way you can set yourself up for success to go ahead and achieve those goals by your set deadline.
Here's an example kind of in our situation. One of our goals this year is to create 100 videos. That means that each month we need to be making around 8 videos, which means we'll be needing to make around 2 videos each week. This really kind of helps us to make sure that as we're going along, we are kind of staying on track to be able to hit that deadline when we want to.
Now, granted, we know that some weeks will vary and, life happens, and sometimes you do have to allow for some grace with some of these goals, but you want to keep these numbers still specific and make sure that you're keeping on track.
Now, before we break things down a little bit further, we just want to stop and take a second and say, if you're getting value out of this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And let us know down in the comments below, what is one measurable goal that you have for yourself that you want to achieve this year? All right, now that the number side is done, now we actually have to come up with some steps on how you are going to achieve those numbers or those measurable goals. Let's say that you have a goal of losing 20 pounds this year. So maybe in your calculations you say, okay, well, I'm gonna try and lose half a pound a week. Cool, so you have your numbers, but how are you actually going to get there? You need to make sure that your steps are actually realistic and something that you can actually achieve. So for instance, if you're trying to lose that half a pound a week, you're probably not going to be setting that goal of going to the gym every single day, eating veggies with every single meal, and drinking a gallon of water a day, and never eating sugar. I mean, if you can do that, good on you, but you need to make sure that those steps that you take are actually realistic. So maybe instead you say, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm gonna try and drink 1 more glass of water each day. Or I'm gonna make sure I have vegetables with at least 1 meal each day. Something that you know that you can implement to create healthier habits in your life, but you're not gonna make yourself miserable by trying to do it either.
Now, if one of your goals does involve some sort of habit, like going to the gym, for example, make sure, again, much like what Kayla just said, that they are achievable habits. Maybe you set a goal that you want to make your bed every single day and you never make your bed. Maybe start by making it twice a week or 3 times a week. Something along those lines where it's like you're kind of easing into it versus just going, 100% right out of the gate. And before we talk about all the ways to stay motivated while you're working on your goals, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can learn all the tips and tricks on how to create your own Ever After.
Congratulations! Now we have a plan to set you up for success. But how do we keep ourselves motivated 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months down the way? Well, we're gonna give you a few tips. The first one is that you need to get a visual reminder. Get these goals out in front of you where you're gonna see them every single day. This could be a list that's on your bathroom mirror. It could be a poster that you hang on your wall. It could even be maybe a little note in your daily planner that you see every single day. Whatever it is, just make sure you get these goals in front of you.
And reward yourself. Once you do hit a goal or a milestone towards a goal, it's okay to treat yourself. Whether that's a spa day, a shopping day, whatever that might look like for you that motivates you, treat yourself. It's totally fine, and if that's what it takes to keep you going, then you do you.
Now, something to keep in mind is that you may not always hit your goals. If 2020 taught us anything, is that you really never know what life is gonna hit you with.
The best thing you can do is to not think of yourself as a failure, but to actually look back at the previous year and look at all the things that you did accomplish. And sure, maybe you didn't lose 20 pounds, but maybe you lost 10 and you created some healthier lifestyle choices along the way.
That is something to be proud of. Success doesn't mean that you hit your goals every single time. What it means is that you are continuously moving forward to work on improving yourself so that you can have the lifestyle that you dream of.
And at the end of the day, you are amazing and you will do amazing things this year. And all you have to do is just keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Now, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if it was helpful for you. And if it was, make sure you share it with a friend who maybe needs some help with their goal setting. That's all we have for you guys today. Now go create your Ever After.
We want to help set you up for success to reach your goals. We want to help you set.
We want to help set you up.
We want to help set you up. We want to help set you up. We want to help set you up for success to reach your goals. I can't do this right now. And we're gonna start from square one and show you how we set our goals to not only be measurable,
realistic.
Oh my God. Stop laughing.
You got this, Alan. Do it.
Stop laughing.
I can't.
The best thing to do is to not think of yourself as a failure.
A failure.
Shut up. Shut up.
It's a furler. It's a furler.